Hey, what is up guys, it's Rob. Hope you're doing really good out there. So I've never really been one for reaction videos or anything like this, but I saw this video pop up on my YouTube, and I'm a live musician. I play gigs all the time, it's what I do for a living and things like that. So I feel like at this point I've been through most scenarios where things can go wrong on stage whilst you're playing a gig and things like that. And when I saw the title of this video, Metallica Live Fails 2023 as well, so fairly recent ones, I just thought this might be an interesting video to watch as a musician, as a live player. Obviously I'm not at this level, I'm definitely nowhere near Metallica's level and things like that in terms of what I do, but I do play gigs, and I just thought it might be an interesting video to watch and react to, just to see if any of the scenarios that they go through are similar to what I've been through, obviously at a bigger level and things like that. So that's what I thought I'd do today, so I'm going to play the video and I'm just going to react to it, and hopefully it'll be a little bit of fun. But I also want to say that this isn't a dig at Metallica. Obviously I'm a Metallica fan, I like Metallica, nothing against them, you know, and videos like this are actually quite nice to see sometimes, just in the way that it just kind of reminds us that these are just four human beings just like the rest of us. Four normal guys, obviously the biggest metal band on the planet arguably, but yeah, still just four guys who, you know, occasionally have some mishaps, have some little things that happen on stage. It might not always be their fault as well, it might be something to do with them, or it could be something to do with the crew, a technical issue, something to do with the audience, who knows. But yeah, let's just play the video and see what happens.
I didn't hear the count in, I was yelling so loud.
That's got to be one of the most common things that happens on stage if something goes wrong, is that you can't hear the count, you know? I mean, that was quite a loud count, but obviously I often wonder, I've never really played an arena or anything like that. Well, I definitely have never played an arena, but I always wonder how it sounds in the in-ears, and even just things like a hi-hat counting or something like that, how audible that is on stage. I think that's quite a common mistake. Yeah, we've all been there when we've been playing a gig and you can't hear the count properly or something like that, and you miss your cue to start. So that's a pretty good one to start with on the video.
No, you guys would have been loud. Just that's better.
Was he just playing, did he just play like the wrong note at the end or the wrong sort of timing? I love seeing that, because one thing that happens in my band and pretty much every band I've ever been in is that if we ever make a mistake on stage, when I say a mistake, I mean if I play a wrong note or something like that, or my bass player plays a wrong note, one thing we always do is that we always look at each other and give each other that little sort of laugh, that little smirk, as if to say, I noticed that you just fucked up, you just played the wrong note, and I noticed it. You know, even if the audience don't pay attention, the audience don't realise, but it's cool when the band realise, and you can see in James Hetfield's face there, he's laughing, he's having a good time. Lars played a slightly wrong beat at the end of the song, I think, and he's like, it's just funny more than anything. You got to see the funny side of it.
All the songs are 4 count, except that one. That's great idea. Okay, 8 count, everybody.
Again, another thing to do with the counting this time, he's saying obviously it should be an 8 count for that song. I've definitely been there in the past in my old band, just for the sake of it, for no reason than just, well, there is no reason. We came up with a song, we literally nicknamed the song 2 count, because it came in after a 1, 2, and then straight in. And we thought we were being cool because we thought that was kind of unexpected to come in after 2 counts, because normally you expect 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the song starts, but 1, 2, straight into it seemed a bit more surprising, so we named a song 2 count. So, and occasionally you might just forget that it's only 2. You might be expecting the 4, so you don't start at the right time again. But it happens to the best, apparently. It happens to Metallica too.
Seek!
Seek and Destroy again. I'm liking this, because this is Metallica, but I've been there in all these situations so far, even on a very smaller level. You know, you sort of go to start a song and you look around and the drummer's not ready or something like that, or someone's taking a sip of their pint, or someone's in the middle of changing a guitar or something like that when the song has already started. And it's just one of those things, you know, sometimes you want to prepare, you want to look around and just make sure everybody's ready for the song, but other times you just kind of get too into it. You start a song and realize that someone's walked off. It happens. And there, Kirk, I think he hadn't quite got his guitar changed properly, and he was a little bit delayed with it. There we go.
Wait!
What happened now?
Are you ready, Kirk? Okay, Kirk's ready. Ooh! Hi! Ooh! Yeah!
Nice recovery. I don't know if he intended to stop it a second time. Maybe James wasn't ready the second time and he was just kind of diverting it back onto Kirk. But that's a good save, you know, just kind of getting the crowd involved, doing some chanting, and then start the song.
Sing!
And again, yeah, we've been there. That's kind of where you're playing a song and you might be ever so slightly out of sync. And that could be a hearing thing because we use in-ears, but sometimes we've played with musicians that don't have in-ears. So some of us can hear better than others playing a gig. And when we play a gig, we're behind the speakers. So it's sometimes actually quite hard to hear. Even if those speakers are loud, we're behind them, and you wouldn't believe how much quieter it is and how hard it is to hear when you're stood behind the speakers, you know. So that might be the case there. I mean, they all have in-ears, so I don't really know what happened there for that to happen, but it would just seem like James and Kirk were just a little bit out of sync with each other and maybe struggling to match up. But sometimes when you do go out of sync like that with another musician, it's actually quite hard to pull it back without stopping, because you don't want to stop and interrupt the song because that's super noticeable. So you want to try and keep playing but then adjust whilst you're playing, and that's not easy to do. I feel like they got there in the end though. Kirk looks pissed off. I think that's just a snare drum being replaced. That's actually pretty good timing though. If you want to replace a drum, that's the perfect place to do it. Good job to the roadies, by the way, because I don't know whether they just noticed it and then jumped on stage to do it, or whether Lars signaled them to sort of do the change. Who knows? But that seems like that was a brilliant timed changeover. Is he kicking the drum? I really hope that roadie was wearing earplugs whilst Lars is hitting the cymbal right next to his head. See, even the most expensive equipment in the world still has the same issues as some of the cheaper equipment. A slightly loose wire or a loose connection on there, and suddenly his whole guitar sound has disappeared. So you had to give it the good old wiggle, give it a little bit of a wobble and see if the sound comes back. There's nothing worse than sometimes you'd be playing your guitar and the sound just disappears and you don't know why, and it's just because the connection between the wire and the actual input on the guitar has just kind of dropped a little bit, and then suddenly you've got nothing. But then again, if I was Metallica, I can understand them being a little bit annoyed in that scenario because they're paying guitar techs to sort of look after their instruments and sort of make sure everything's working right. So if something like that does happen, whilst it is an accident and it's not obviously intentional, I guess that's somebody's job to check, maybe, and make sure that those things aren't going to happen on stage in front of thousands of people. Is that James signaling for a new guitar? Easy fix though, isn't it? Can I have a new guitar? Yes, there you go. Done. I don't know if Metallica are one of those bands that have an auto cue. I noticed that a lot of bands, when they get to a certain level, they have an auto cue on stage which shows them the lyrics for their own song. I know AC/DC do it and other bands. I don't know if Metallica do, but if they don't, then you can totally forgive James for every now and again potentially singing the wrong lines. I mean, he's still singing the right lyrics for the song, but maybe just in the wrong order. It's an easy mistake to make. Not entirely sure what's happening here. Is this the right tuning? Sometimes I've definitely been there again in the past where guitar players, bass players and things like that have started to play a song in the wrong key. Like one starts in one key, one starts in another, whether it's a tuning issue or just kind of being unaware of what key the song should actually be played in. So you want to check before you start a song. Excellent. You go to all that work, you play a great song, and the very last thing that you should play is what you mess up. It's funny. That's the best thing to do. If you make a mistake on stage and it's a really obvious one, you've just got to make light-hearted of it. You just got to, make it a joke and then maybe play up to it. And sometimes audiences like that. If anything, I think audiences like it more. When they kind of realize that something went wrong, and it depends how you recover. The last thing you want to do is just get stressed about it. So I don't actually know what's happening here, but obviously that's them walking on stage for the very first time. So I imagine if there's a really bad time to make a mistake or for something to go wrong, it's right at the start of the gig when you've got your intro song playing and you want to walk on stage and then make a big impact immediately. You don't want to sort of do all this build up to a complete letdown. I still don't know what's happened though. They've just not played a song yet. Also, it looks like it's raining. Is that Kirk? Is it Kirk's fault? What did Kirk do? Oh, he's taking his guitar off. I'm so confused. Did he swap guitars or did he just take it off and then put it back on again? I don't actually know what happened there. So there you go guys, that was some Metallica fails. The biggest metal band in the world. Things still go wrong. Little mishaps here and there. That was quite interesting, and it's nice to know that, I can kind of relate to it being a musician, obviously playing gigs and things like that. A lot of the issues that happened on Metallica stage have also happened on my stage, obviously it being a lot smaller of a stage and a lot different. We've got arena shows, stadium shows playing metal to playing weddings on the side and things like that, but the same issues, out of tune guitars kind of not working properly, singing the wrong lyrics, people not being ready after accounting, going out of sync with each other. It's all very common sort of stuff. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought it was an interesting topic. I've never really done reactions before, but I thought this is something I want to try and do. So let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this. Also, let me know in the comments if there's anything that happens on stage in your band. If you've ever played any gigs where things have gone wrong, it'd be kind of interesting to hear other scenarios where things have kind of not gone to plan and everything like that. So if you've got any cool stories, put them in the comments. If you're new to my channel, then please don't forget to like the video, subscribe, things like that, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. So thanks for watching.